Hello my friends, my family, esteemed colleagues. This video is devoted to varices, actually particular type of varices that we call varicose veins. Now what is varices? Varix, it means dilated blood vessel. Now mostly we see this and we are troubled by veins, dilated veins. They are not pleasant to look at, and it is more common for women to suffer from this. Although men suffer from that as well, but they are less bothered by it. We men are not so much looking at our own aesthetics. But women, they don't like when the spider web of veins start showing up on their legs. And now, why do some people have this problem? Some people don't have this problem. Of course, you ask doctor, they will refer first to the family occurrence, so it is genetic, of course. But in general, again, we go by statistics. Older people are more prone to it. As far as sex goes, women are more prone to it. Then, of course, the family history is playing there. Pregnancy is being mentioned. Again, this is why women suffer from it more than men. And then we go back to the same baloney, obesity. If you are fat, you are most likely going to have varicose veins. And if you stand a lot, we start interpreting that people are walking upright, and since there is a there's a difference of proximity of the level of the heart and now bottom of our feet, which needs now increased pressure to bring the blood up, and there is a problem, then the veins start suffering. Well, how come the giraffe doesn't have this problem? Again, we are being told nonsense. And this is why nothing can help. Doctors now have pills that are going to poison you just so you can aesthetically cover up these veins, but ultimately they refer you to surgery. Just get rid of those veins, because the body is going to recreate new veins. Is this necessary? Can we heal from this? Of course we can. Again, once when we understand the body. Now, when we talk about varicose veins, why do they occur? What is happening is that arterial blood is always under pressure. So every time heart pumps, and this pressure continues. Heart pumps 60 more times a minute and keeps the flow going. But when we come to the returning blood, this works partially on the same pressure, but also on a suction of the heart. Still, every time the heart pumps, it squeezes, well, then you get pressurized artery, but also slight back pressure on vein. So blood returning from your feet, going up to the heart, every time there is a contraction of the heart, the blood would go down. For this, so it doesn't happen, veins have flops. We call them valves. So when blood is being pushed and or sucked, it opens the flap and it goes up. And now when heart contracts, the valve is blocking the blood going back down. So veins are equipped with these valves. But what happens when these valves don't work properly? It's like heart valve. If it doesn't work properly, it starts leaking. So obviously not all of the valves are going to be damaged at the same level. And let's say a couple of these valves break down, they don't close properly, so blood is going to drop to the valve that is holding. And little by little, this is the increasing volume that is sitting there, and it starts putting pressure on the vein. And under this pressure, the vein starts dilating itself. And as this reservoir of blood that keeps pouring always down to the working valve, well, it creates now visible problem. This venous blood is darker and leaves exposed this enlarged vein. Now, what can be done with these valves? Can they be fixed? Of course they can be fixed. Why do they malfunction? Every tissue, when it's dehydrated on cellular level, it is weakened. I have explained how hernia occurs, okay, because of weak muscles. I have explained how loose joints appear. Again, dehydrated, damaged muscle that doesn't hold the pressure, doesn't hold the tension. So when you dehydrate cells of the valve, well, the valve loses the tension it has and may double and may flip by and just doesn't work. Same happens with the valves on the heart. We don't have to change them. We just have to hydrate them. Now, something so innocent, so simple, sounds pretty stupid when you think about it, that you have been cutting heart open to replace the valve that could simply be healed by hydration. But the same thing we are doing with varicose veins. We basically cut the vein up. And all it needs is hydration. Why we get into this predicament? Well, we can see it on women. Why, after every pregnancy, women experiences more and more varicose veins? Because when the woman doesn't eat correctly and doesn't hydrate correctly, the growing fetus is cleansing through the woman's blood. So her blood is getting more polluted during pregnancy and more damages occur. One of them are varicose veins. Now, I just looked at Mayo Clinic about varicose veins, and they ask question, where should we go to doctor and look for help when varicose veins are present? Well, we should look for help the moment we notice them. But going to doctor will absolutely not create any difference. Actually, will get worse because of medication. All we have to do is change diet, and start hydrating with plasma so we can cleanse and hydrate on cellular level, which requires a specific type of hydration because you have to make sure that there is absence of any possible toxin that can prevent cellular hydration. And I always mention the very obvious ones, which is caffeine, which means you cannot drink coffee. Nicotine, you cannot be in area where somebody is smoking. Medicinal remedies, so right away elimination of garlic and onion and turmeric and a bunch of spices which have medicinal act as a medicinal remedy. And of course alcohol. Those are the most potent poisons that you have to eliminate from your food if you want to hydrate on a cellular level. And on top of it, you have to provide plenty of plasma, which is water with minerals. And the best source of minerals is seawater. So if you don't have access to seawater and drink diluted seawater, well, you can then obtain not refined, not iodized sea salt, natural sea salt, which commonly is being sold under the name Celtic or Celtic salt. And mix it with the water as Self-Healers Protocol explains, and start hydrating. Of course, you will immediately start cleansing, which will bring all the symptoms of what we call flu, or we call corona. Okay, stupidity has no boundaries. If you don't understand what is going on, you invent. An invention is usually stupid once when you discover the truth. So, one thing is that is luck for people with varicose veins, that wherever there is red blood flowing, these organs can and will heal faster than organs with lower supply of red blood. When you cleanse this blood, as these organs get more affected with the toxic blood and faster show symptoms of body not functioning well, these organs are not functioning well, also at the same time they recover, they recuperate faster when you cleanse the blood. And you just follow the blood cleansing protocol and it is going to do the job. You have 3 organs to cleanse the blood. All it needs to raise the plasma levels for hydration purposes and for cleansing purposes. So don't worry about it, but if you want to speed up the process, then I highly recommend Dr. Beck's blood electrifier. Now often I'm being asked, well, I have a Rife machine or I have a Hudla-Clark zapper, can I use those? Well, you can use them, but you will not have the same effect. Because to force cellular hydration, you really have to increase the osmotic pressure of the cells, which means you have to energize them and you have to give them salt. And then oxygen. Well, oxygen, usually you are breathing, so you are going to have oxygen there. But the Dr. Beck's pulsar has a higher voltage, because to penetrate without making a hole in your skin, to penetrate the isolating action of skin and tissue, let's say the wall of blood vessel, It is calculated by Dr. Beck. You need voltage of minimum 27 volts. So he used to use 3 9-volt batteries connected in series, but now since the amount of electricity is really low that you need, but you need a higher voltage, now new machines are made with one 9-volt battery, but with a little amplifier switch that you can amplify up to 31 volts, but limited amperage, 0.5 amps. So you are not really zapping yourself with high amount of electricity. It's a very slow, small flow of electricity, but on high voltage. So you can go through the isolators. And this triggers. And how do you know that this works? Easy. You put the machine on and have a little bit of garlic and pew, you get drunk like a skunk. You cannot function because it's neurotoxic. So it's the same effects of alcohol. If you use this machine, which I've included in the protocol, many people are doing protocol without using this machine, but if you want to speed up the hydration and healing process, I highly recommend usage of these machines. They are not that expensive, they're around $300. And they also make colloidal silver. That's how they were designed by Dr. Beck. So, dual purpose. Varicose veins, as I have explained, are nothing more than, again, result of cellular dehydration and problem this cellular dehydration causes in our blood vessels, in this particular case, in our veins. But the same problem occurs in every organ of our body, exhibiting different problem because the organ has a different purpose. And this is, again, a way how you can understand better how come that one protocol can address almost all chronic diseases. Because it's all based on the same thing, which is toxicity. A specifically toxic blood that then creates toxicity in the cells since they do not want to hydrate with toxic blood. So it is simple to heal, not to patch the problem, but to heal. After my motorcycle accident, I was 29 years old, 28 years old when I had a bad motorcycle accident, almost lost life, almost lost my leg and kidneys. And after that, in the accident, I had all my blood vessels cut on my right leg. And little by little, this has all improved and healed, but my whole right ankle was blue because the treatment after surgery, it's all pure toxins, poisons, medications, and then later on in my life I ate like every other glucoholic and drank alcohol, so I did not allow healing, and progressively things got worse. And after doing the protocol, not even eliminating carbohydrates, I did not know at that time, but using a pulsar, I had gotten rid of all my varicose veins and cleaned my ankle just in 3 months. But then when I stopped with pulsar, varices start coming back because I did not heal sufficiently, but the daily supply of higher voltage was keeping things functioning better. So I reused the pulsar for another 7 months, and when I stopped with it, the varicose veins didn't show back until Last year when I was doing experimenting on toxicity of pure cacao, and my varicose veins start showing up again. So now I stopped with cacao, stopped with chocolates, and I'm rehydrating, and varicose veins are disappearing. Simple. So again, the old self-healers protocol in action, and solves problems. We have to learn the truth. We don't need doctors. Doctors don't know what they are doing anyway because of bad schooling we received in the medical school. It's all on purpose. We are victims of the system. So now we are breaking the system down. If you want me to address any other particular specific issue, let me know. I'll be glad to let you know what I know about it. Thank you very much for listening and being here. Love you all.